Chisaki with the Blue Futon. And this time, we are still continuing on with this X-Men anthology, contrology, trilogy of times 3 and more with X-Men Dark Phoenix. Have I seen this movie before? No, I have not. But let's go watch X-Men Dark Phoenix because I was overseas in Portugal and I don't really think it went to any Portuguese theaters near me. But let's go see how Dark Phoenix really was. So Dark Phoenix, what's it about? I guess you could call this one a sequel to X-Men Apocalypse because it has the exact same characters, exact same cast for most of the newer X-Men trilogy of First Class, Apocalypse, like I said, and Days of Future Past. So this one is kind of a continuation on those because the same characters or the same actors are in it. But they decided to change the storyline a lot with what they're trying to do. And this one mostly focuses on Jean Grey, of her becoming the Phoenix. Something happened to her in space, a space mission gone completely wrong, and now she's back at Earth, and now she has a lot more powers, and she needs to decide what she's going to want to do with them, be a positive person or be a negative person, and this is where we continue on with this story. So, of course, you know this movie has went through production hell. I mean, straight up, so many reshoots at the end, like the whole third act was scrapped. And you can completely tell because this movie actually started off with a great car crash that was very realistic, no CGI, and you were thinking, oh, this is what I'm getting into? Why did all these negative reviews come in if I'm actually getting this hardcore, real action that it feels like it's going back to like kind of the Avengers of you could totally tell that they've done as much realism as possible, but it goes downhill pretty quick with not using Quicksilver, with this weird Mystique storyline, with the weird Jean Grey storyline, the weird Nightcrawler storyline, the weird Magneto storyline, the weird Professor X Beast storyline that just doesn't make sense, where they're literally taking everything now. X-Men, X2, Last Stand, Apocalypse, Days of Future Past, and First Class, and throwing all of that out the window. Heck, even they do it with Wolverine. Like, even that movie, they threw it out the window. You're just like, what are we doing? This whole movie is summed under one word. Why? Why make this movie? It makes no sense. Like I said, Mystique. What happens to Mystique? Let's just forget what happened with Bryan Singer did with the first two movies in 2000 2002. Quicksilver, not even used in this movie. Absolutely pathetic use. And then the very end of the story where we're changing the school and Professor X is going off somewhere weird, and Beast is now in charge of the academy. Like, when did this happen? Is this part of the comic books that I just don't know about? But we are switching the storyline so much now where it makes no sense. I know people are saying that train sequence is pretty weak. I mean, there are some cool aspects, and it felt like it could have been an R-rated scene with some of the stuff happening. It was kind of cool. But, and then again, you're just like, this whole thing is CGI. Like, this whole final scene is CGI, and it takes you completely out of it because, like I said, the car crash in the very beginning made you think you're getting to a different style of story. And I don't know, Jessica Chastain, she did not look good. Like, the makeup they used in this movie was not a good use of makeup at all for her being this alien character. But yeah, the storyline was weak. It made no sense. The reasons for characters doing stuff made no sense. Of who's teaming up now, and now there was a random scene in London that just felt like it was a shoe-in as well of who's on whose side now. Is Storm on the good side or bad side? Magneto keeps wanting to be the bad guy. Now Beast is joining the Magneto side. It's like, what are we doing here? Of course, Cyclops is still wanting to get Jean Grey alive because boyfriend, girlfriend. But the whole story was a mishmash of wanting to be a standalone like the Wolverine and Logan movie, but also intertwine everything that happened in the past at the same time, reverse actions because some actors in real life didn't want to be part of the story, or this movie had no time in its budget for reshoots, so they didn't know how to reshoot and who needs to be in this reshoot because, like I said, maybe that's why something happened to Mystique. Maybe that's why something happened to Quicksilver. He was doing American Horror Story or another movie that he just couldn't get in the movie to do more stuff. And that's why they decided to do what he did there. But Dark Phoenix is a big why. Why make this movie? It doesn't make sense. I don't understand the fascination of Jean Grey in general. Like, Mystique would have been a better movie, or something like that, or just a more diverse cast of just like a couple people and knowing it, or at least put new characters in. But this is just a big why. Why, why? But like I said, there are some good action set pieces, but that's about it. Like, seriously, that's about it. So, X-Men Dark Phoenix will receive a 1.5 out of 5 of Futons, because at 30%. So, see the critics' news scores gave this one. Alright, so the critics, you have a 22% with 370 of them, and the audience score actually giving it a positive with 64%, 15, 4, 5, 2, and here's critic consensus. Dark Phoenix end of an era of the X-Men franchise by taking a second stab at the adapting a classic comics arc with deeply disappointing results. Okay, so maybe there's a huge arc in the comic books I don't know about, but they did it in such a poor manner of how they written it and who they wanted to be in it, and they should have just kept the ending. If it was too much like Captain Marvel, who cares? But overall, I just don't understand the fascination of Hollywood wanting Dark Phoenix. Now, I understand for the original trilogy, because Bryan Singer, I'm pretty sure, is a huge X-Men fan. That's why he came back to do Apocalypse and Days of Future Past. But this one, man, it's a big why. Like, why? Seriously. So I agree with the critics on this one. Do you agree with my 30? The 22 or the 64 Chase Dog and the Boo Futon icons subscribe. Whatever things Booton Topi, Boo Futonians. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Peace and love. Peace and love. Be more pro and less anti. I mean, I had to be kind of anti with this movie because it's more of like a why. Seriously. Why?